to Max Music. In today's episode we're going to be looking at some of the interesting deluxe and special edition variants that came with CD packaging that I think elevates it over and above the standard, not only just the standard boring jewel case which we're all familiar with, but also even things like the much lauded vinyl record cover, which has its advantages in terms of a lovely big size in order to be able to drink in the artwork, and particularly if you've got a gatefold, you can have some nice things and booklets that go along with it. But as we'll see with the DVD format, with the CD format, there is a lot more sort of scope for doing interesting things, and so we wanted to delve into some of those and show you the types of things that people have done over the years. One of the bands that seems to be quite good at this, I think, is Kasabian. I've got a few examples of their sort of deluxe editions of albums. This one is the West Rider Pauper Lunatic Asylum, and as you can see, it comes in a really nice, it's like a hardback book basically, and it's a sort of cotton lined affair. It feels very high quality, like a nice old book you find in an old library, and it's got gold embossed lettering on the front of it, which is nice. You open it up, and the first page contains a little wallet which has got your CD in it, and then you've got a nice little booklet to go with it. So the nice front page is a sort of rice papery type of look, makes it look very high quality. The paper stock used is beautifully thick and wonderfully printed, and you've got nice artwork that's inside it. As you go through, you've got a table of contents which looks like it's kind of like written on an old typewriter. That's quite a nice effect. Lots more, really cool artwork and pictures and things. You've got sort of handwritten sort of bits in there, like lyrics and stuff like that. Oh no, that's actually from Hunter S. Thompson. There you go. So this is, I thought it was going to be lyrics. I was looking at it upside down. But yeah, so you got a little handwritten note in there from Hunter S. Thompson, who I absolutely adore. So you go through, and there's interesting stuff every page. So as you're listening to the music, you get to explore all these different things that are inside the book, and I think that really adds a tremendous amount to the experience. So that's a really fun one. Another one they did was 4813. They did a deluxe edition of that, which is it's we've seen these all before, right? It's a sort of gatefold digipack, really, with the little booklet tucked away in a little sleeve at the end. It's nice that this one is signed. I think this was printed on, probably. I think they were all like that. I don't think they locked them in the room and made them sign however many thousand, but it's nice to have that anyway. And the cool thing about this one, though, is that not only have you got the album, but you've also got a DVD as well. So you've got Summer Solstice live in Leicester, and behind the scenes of Summer Solstice as well. So there's an hour and 41 of content on the DVD as well. So not only are you getting the album, but you're getting a huge amount of additional footage. That again, if you've got it on vinyl, you're not going to be able to get video encoded onto a vinyl record, are you? So in terms of special editions, CD really wins like that, because you can add these extra things, because the DVD is the same size as the CD and fits nicely in the box. Another one they did. This one has a nice little. This is Empire. So you've got inside it. You've got a double container here. So this one has the CD in it. I think it might be a DVD in this one as well. I believe that one's a DVD, possibly. Yeah, that one's a DVD. So again, you're getting an extra bit. So what do you get on the DVD with this one? Empire video directed by Wiz, and a documentary. That's really cool. So it's the making of Empire video that you get on that, and a documentary, and the video for Empire. So that's really nice. And then in the bottom of the box also you get these little sort of coaster sort of things. So you've got little I don't know, coasters, like their little sort of playing card logo thing, artwork, and you can sort of change those out depending on which one you want to look at. You can put them up on a shelf. That's really nice. And then these I miss as well. These little this is sort of indicative of the time period too, and you don't get these anymore. But these little things you'd fill in and send them back either to the band or the label in this case. You tell them if you were interested in or have bought any music by the Zootons, El Presidente, Jamiroquai, Candy Pain, the Coral, etc., etc., and you'd tick all of those. And in the days before you had an algorithm looking at everything you listened on Spotify and recommending you stuff, you had to manually write this with a biro, put it in the post and send it back to Columbia Records so that they knew what they could market to you. But I kind of like that. And sometimes you get things where it's the actual band itself, and it's like, for more stuff from the band, please give us a call or return this self-addressed postcard. So that's rather nice. Another one which is my absolute favourite, just in terms of the music on it is wonderful, but also bang for buck that you get. This is the Clash on Broadway. So this really tells the story of the Clash coming to America. And it's amazing. Comes in this this box with the CDs in this sort of case here, and an additional booklet that sits on the top. So this is wonderful. I mean, it's basically the whole story of the Clash coming to America, coming to New York. And just pages and pages of really cool stuff. There's interviews with the bands, amazing photography, both of gigs that they did there, just sort of them hanging out, sort of in New York and meeting people, driving motorbikes and all that sort of stuff, and being in the studio. And there's Inside Stories, 1976 to 1982, compiled and edited, and featuring stories by Cosmo Vinyl. So you've got all this great stuff, and there's pages and pages and pages. It's a huge booklet with all sorts of stuff in it, and you might think, it's got the lyrics in and stuff like that as well. But no, that is all just good extra content. Actually, when you open up this, you find inside it that it's got its own, again, really thick lyric book just for the lyrics. I mean, all of them are present and correct. But this first booklet is just taken up with cool stories, interviews, behind the scenes stuff, the history of the band, and the state of the music scene at the time, and really interesting people contributing to it. So. And again, this has got more photos that don't appear in the first booklet. So you've got just so many photos, so many extra cool things, and then the actual thing itself is across 3 CDs. So you've got the first one in there, and then when you turn it over, you've got another 2 CDs in the back. So I mean, you can't ask for more than that, can you? 3 CDs and 2 booklets. If you imagine for a start, how big that would be as a vinyl set, where you would, it'd be very, very expensive, and it'd be very hard to store too. Some of these big vinyl box sets are. Next up, we've got Stadium Arcadium. I like the packaging on this one. So this one, it comes across there's 2 albums within this. So there's Mars and Jupiter, they call them basically. So inside you've got the 2 albums. You've got Mars and you've got Jupiter. But then what's really cool, look, if you see on this side, this is where the little booklet lives in here, and you can see on that one it's Jupiter. But if you pull it out, and if you want to, you can turn it over and put it back in. Woo, there we go. If I can, so you've got Mars on one side and Jupiter on the other. So you can put in whatever side you want, basically. So if you want Mars to be showing, you can have Mars showing. If you want Jupiter to be showing, you can have Jupiter showing. And then if that wasn't enough, did they leave the back of it? I mean, you probably saw when I was fiddling with the booklet, but they could have just left that blank and you switch in whatever one you want. But no, there's a hidden photo of the band at the back as well, so you could if you want just have that, so that if you've got that out and you're going through the booklet, you still have something interesting to look at when you're going through the lyrics and all that stuff. And again, really lovely photographs in here, really nicely done. Like the art direction on this is great, really nicely done. Again, you've got the stuff for Jupiter is that way up, and then you flip it the other way up, and then you've got the stuff for Mars. So I think that's a really clever way of putting the artwork together and doing the album and making it just more interesting, something fun and tactile. And isn't that better than a jewel case? I'm not picking on Frank Zappa, but it's just that's the one I happened to grab. But it's the jewel case I'm pointing out is tedious, not anything else. This is another nice one. This is one of my favourite designs, I think. We've seen this a little bit with the West Pauper Lunatic Asylum album from Kasabian. Oasis did this interview book, so there's no music on this. It's literally just interviews with the band. But what's cool is it's a book first and foremost. So with lots of really, really good stuff in it, like nice photos, lots of interesting stuff to read. And while you're reading that, the CD actually just lives in that little part of the front cover. So you got illustrated book and interview disc like that. David Gilmour did something similar as well. So this is on an island. And again, you've got the CD actually lives in the background. It's got like a little foam rubbery thing that the CD just lives on there. But then you've got a little booklet, which I like. I like to have this on my lap, and when you're reading the music, you're going through, and it's almost like a little poetry book, like the way the lyrics are set out, the little illustrations on the side. It's like a really nice poetry book. For each song has got its own design to it, and just looks really, really lovely. And finally, we've got the Clash again. So this is the deluxe edition of London's Calling. And with this one again, you've got two CDs. You've got the original album, and then you've got the Vanilla Tapes, which is 21 previously unheard tracks from the band's rehearsal sessions, including 5 unreleased songs. And on top of that, you get the Last Testament DVD, which is a 30-minute DVD on the making of London's Calling, including never-before-seen home video footage of the band recording in Wessex Studios and 3 restored promotional videos. Again, you're not going to be able to get that on vinyl. You're not going to be able to get that with cassette or 8-track or anything else. It's really only in this format where you've got the way that the technology happened to fall together, where DVDs are the same size and shape as CDs. So you've got the original album, and then you've got all the extras there, the unreleased material and demo stuff and behind the scenes stuff, and then you've got a DVD full of extra content as well. So that's the kind of stuff that was going on, and it just, for me, that is a heyday, and we don't tend to see it that much with CDs anymore. I think because the market has been so focused on vinyl recently. If you're going to get the box sets, the special editions, that sort of stuff, people are putting the money into making those special editions look nice and those re-releases look nice for Record Day and all that kind of stuff. And then they're like, well, we'll put out a DVD as well. And they'll put it out. These days, probably not even something like that. I mean, I bought the new Blur album the other day, and it was literally just in a little sort of cardboard. So I bought this the other day, The Ballad of Darren. Really good album, by the way. I'll review that at some point soon on here. The only cool thing about this, actually, to be fair to them, this is slightly nicer than the standard because you get a poster with it. I will forgive it that. So this is the cover art, and it also happens to be by the very famous British photographer Martin Parr, who some of you may know. I come from a photography background, and really love Martin Parr's work, and so to have him, that's his cover shot, and that's the picture that goes with it. So to me, that was sort of two worlds colliding. It was Martin Parr and Blur, one of my favourite artists, and one of my favourite photographer artists, and a band of my favourite musical artists as well. So that was nice to have that. So don't get me wrong, I'm not really sort of poo-pooing on Blur, but it's literally just a sort of cardboard sleeve. There's nothing else in it. You've just got a folded up piece of cardboard with the music in it. Nicer than to put the poster in, though. That is good. But there's no booklet with the lyrics. There's no DVD. There's no behind the scenes. There's no there's no cleverness to any of this. I'm going to damage that if I put it away while I'm trying to talk. There we go. Just about got it back in. You've got a bit of artwork there. There's a couple of little photos there. Martin Parr's work on the front, track listing on the back, but. A lot of it's coming out like that these days, the new stuff, and it seems to be lacking somewhat of the pizzazz of releases that were coming out a few years ago, and perhaps had a little bit more care and attention and thought put into them than than they are now. So let me know what are your favourite sort of deluxe editions, special editions of albums that you've got, and cool things that were put in them which you think were really fun and makes the experience of listening to the album just that bit more fun when you've got something to physically hold on to and it's cool and interesting and unique. As always, thanks very much for watching. Please subscribe. I am so close now to that 100 subscribers, so thank you all for that. I think last time I checked, just before I loaded this up, I was on 91, so I'm so close I can reach out and touch that 100 subscribers. So if you want to help me on that journey, get to 100, you know what to do there. Press the little buttony, and I will see you all again in the next one. Cheers.